we have any changes or additions to the agenda?
I have none.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Consent agenda?
All right. We have 3 sets of payables here, one from the end of May, the other one from the last day of May, and one from last Friday or for tonight's meeting. Just wanted to point out a couple quick payables for you. We did complete some of our CIP work that is scheduled for this year. In fact, the blacktop has pretty much been done, the portion that we're going to do this summer. There's liquor license for the golf course in there, and there are a couple expenses at the golf course that Jagged donated the money for, so you'll see those kind of scattered in there as well. And that's about all I have for any payables that really stick out tonight. Oh, and then I forgot to tell you, there's a minutes from the last meeting. I forgot that part.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor? Public forum. Anybody wish to speak through public forum tonight? Public forum? Notice and communications.
You have the magazine from the league, and then there's the mailing that Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation sent us. So those items are in there tonight. That's all I got.
Can I get a little clarification on what the REN rating is all about? I mean, that whole paragraph there in the middle is abbreviations or something, and it meant nothing to me. So the Cup competition and Ignite Minnesota, I don't know anything about any of these programs. Is there anybody here that can enlighten me?
What page is he on?
This.
Front
Front page.
The big middle paragraph.
Oh. I can dig that up. Not off the top of my head, but
I mean, I understand that us giving the foundation money is a good payback. But once again, looking at what they have paid so far, doesn't say the city of Janesville on it to me. So, I question it again. Deals with Waseca County.
yeah, I can dig that up.
Okay. Council reports?
Well, most of the stuff that I've been dealing with, we'll be talking about here shortly.
Okay.
Last time EDA met, we talked a lot about, or visited about, something new that we're going to try is the interactive with the businessmen, where they can come in and have dinner with us about once a month, and there'll be a website up that they can watch while they're eating their dinner. We started that program, and I don't know what the attendance was. I didn't make it that day. It didn't look like it was, Mike?
It was me, and then Kendra, Greg, Fish and Catering, and Arlene.
Okay. So, we move on to Park Road. We have met with Schmidt Siding and Windows. They will be the contractor for putting in the windows. Looks like they'll be coming in October, November, in the process of transferring funds from HUD into our account so that we can make the down payment on the windows and start that progress. Another thing is, I want to thank Mike Sano. He came down and spoke to the residents and had an open meeting on how they should handle emergency evacuations, if the fire alarms go off, how to run its fire extinguisher, those kind of things. So I'd like to thank him on behalf of the residents and myself for doing that. That's it.
I was unable to attend, I had a family emergency.
Cap?
The park board did not meet, but I will point out that I did go to Thompson Park last week, before. Seemed to be going absolutely wonderfully. Had a good turnout, everything seemed to be having fun. No rowdiness.
That's because I left early.
It's just true. They kicked it out. Other than that, I don't have anything.
On the utility side, I believe the hydrants are all painted now. They look just wonderful. We're doing some work on our well number 4, so currently we're running off one well. They're gonna have that done at the end of the month. We hired Alex Kajolstead as a lineman. We approved that tonight at the utility board to fill our empty position. That land we just purchased, we rented it back to Yoshnitz's for a little. I said we'd do it for weed control, but I guess we're getting a little bit of money out of it too, so it's not a lot of acreage, but we're getting $3,100 out of it or something for the year. Well, it'll keep the weeds down. So, that's about it on the utility side. Clinton, administrator report?
Yes, attached in this packet, you have the reconciliation from the bank for May. You also have the cash balance report with the graph charts that are dated last Friday. I attached what I am proposing to have as our budget schedule, beginning in July. The council meetings will start looking at draft budgets. So if you want to take a gander over that, and if you have any questions, let me know, but I plan on giving those to department heads here this week so we can kind of get rolling on this stuff. Also, July, we're going to have our Township Fire Board meeting, July 14th. We're also going to have our audit report. So tonight's meeting is short, because July 14th won't be.
Got that, don't you, Double A?
Yeah.
And then another thing here, we're going to have to start working on, employees found out last week that Health Partners will no longer be providing health insurance in Greater Minnesota. Our current policy expires at the end of November, so we will need a new health insurance provider by December. So I've been talking to Julie at the Janesville Agency, and then last summer there was a couple gentlemen that came and visited with me a couple times and looked over some different kind of health insurance options in the area. I think I'm going to call them again and just see if they can stop and visit again with us.
Was that just health insurance they were showing us at the time, or was it all insurances?
Well, we have just health with Health Partners.
But the guys that stopped in last year?
That
They were
was
looking
health.
at everything.
It was
weren't
health
they?
insurance,
Okay.
yeah. Yep. The special session in St. Paul is going on right now. They're supposed to adjourn before, 11 p.m.? I think they're gonna be voting on a budget tonight. If not, could have possible state shutdowns on July 1st, so.
Don't quote me, but I think that they came to a conclusion
Did they?
this afternoon on that.
Good.
That's what they said on the news before I came up here, but...
You watch the news and, wow,
Always watch the news.
okay.
You need supper?
That's all I have for administrator report.
Oop.
If we're looking through the fund balances, Clinton, if we go to 387, it says 2016 CGO improvement bond. I assume that's a bond from 2016?
Yes.
Or And we're still receiving money from that, is that correct?
Yeah, with special assessments and things like that, we'll be getting money for those. And that, the 2016 C, that, the one you're talking about was the street lighting on Highway 14.
Okay. So, I wasn't sure if they were a fund or exactly what they are. I mean, I didn't want that money just sitting there. It- But the expenses for those projects is all covered already.
Well, we're
correct?
still making payments.
Oh, we're making,
Still are, yep. So
Okay.
that's what that will help cover. Yep.
but it shows we're receiving revenue from it. It's got receipts.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. So if you look at the 300 funds, those are basically street projects. And then there's a couple 400 funds, closer to 500, like the high 400s, those are also some street projects.
Yep.
Motion to approve administrative report.
No second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Liquor license renewals.
The department head, Mike Santo, wanted me to let you know that the fire department will be fully staffed on the 1st of July.
Yeah, I heard you had a couple new ones you're filling in already.
Yep. Okay.
Liquor license renewals?
Yes, it is that time of the year where we renew all of the liquor licenses. They expire June 30th of every year. So during the month of June, we gather all that information from the different locations here in Janesville. We always ask for approval of all of the renewals based on everything going to the state, and the state okay with everything that we send them. I also want to add one quick thing here tonight. There is a new application for a new liquor license. Kendra Hain and Mark Schultz are going to open up what's called Bar Next Door. So you have the application in your packet. And Ivan, can I make fun of myself?
Why not? The rest of us do.
True. I probably should have whited out a few items on that application. So throw that away or something, huh?
You want things back?
Yeah, pretty much. Sorry about that. But we are looking for approval of this as well tonight. So we'll submit all of this by the end of June.
Probably want to approve them separately, the renewals and the new? Or do you want it all together?
You can do all the renewals at once and then,
This one separately?
yeah.
But now you're gonna do the bowling alley contingent on us getting their plans.
Yeah, and we will have that by the end of June, so. I think I had that on here, right? Contingent, yeah.
Motion to approve renewal of all liquor licenses. All in favor? Motion to approve new liquor license for the bar next door.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Reasonable accommodation for pregnant employees.
Yes, we recently received a request, in case there is a future pregnancy, to offer reasonable accommodations to the individual. And once that request is made, we have to, answer it. So I was working with Jason Moran on this. I was kind of looking around to see if I could find any sample policies, and I really couldn't. So Jason and I put together the one-page policy that's in your packet. We're going to put that right into the personnel policy section that talks about pregnancies. And the personnel committee reviewed this and recommend the council approve this and put it into our policy.
My question is, and I may be mistaken, does our city allow a male employee to take pregnancy leave after the birth of a child?
We have in the past.
then does this allow that same employee to attend appointments beforehand?
Well, it's just regular sick leave.
Yeah, I would say that'd be sick leave.
Sick hours,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I would imagine they're,
But if that male has to use sick hours, does the female have to use sick hours? Because that's kind of a slippery slope then.
like for appointments and such,
Mm-hmm.
I would.
In the past, we had paternity hours, you know.
Because, I'm just wondering, because having had a child myself, is this a light duty sort of thing? Because is there
Yep,
light
yes.
duty, is there not currently a light duty to already have?
What this policy states is that when you're maybe towards the end of pregnancy, the supervisor and myself can come up with a little work plan for the individual.
Okay.
Yep,
Added breaks,
yep,
that type of stuff.
yep.
So this is different than a light duty then,
Correct.
kind of, okay.
I motion to approve, the attached policy, section 7.13.
All in favor?
I,
Cable access channel.
Yes, this has been quite some time now to where we really don't have the cable access channel anymore because the equipment that we have is pretty much obsolete.
is that channel 8 you're talking?
Channel 8, yep, it's next to impossible to find a person that can come and help us with it. And really, quite frankly, the only customers that have access to it are MediaCom customers, because Consolidated doesn't provide cable television anymore. Is this something, do you want us to continue to provide that service? We're gonna have to plug money into next year's budget to buy the equipment. Or you don't have to make your mind up tonight, you can think about it as we talk budgets.
Do we, can
I
you-
think with the internet and social media and stuff the way it is, I think it's basically obsolete.
I was just gonna say, do we really even know how many people utilize it?
I don't know.
Just Ivan,
honestly don't know.
probably.
Come on, guys.
I mean, how much of a money sink is this right now?
Well, some of the equipment was in the thousands a couple years ago.
I'd like to, wait a little bit on this and see what our relationship with Vito will allow us to do. You know, we're already working on having meetings with businessmen. I think they have far more knowledge than we know how to use, and I think there could be an opportunity out there to, use them for something like this if we wanted. They just know so many more people that are in the media fields. They should be able to make the connections down the road.
And like I said, we don't have to decide tonight, we can, yeah.
I'm sure it'll come up in budget meetings.
Yep.
But, whatever money we're putting towards this, where would that money go? And what would be distributed to, just going towards the equipment?
Well, the equipment itself, I mean, it used to be VCR tapes, now it's CDs, you know, all that stuff, but all of that's obsolete. We have to
But I
start
mean, we're not
square one.
doing, I guess what I'm trying to find out is, we're not doing like a day-to-day cost on it, like
Oh,
how much power, we're not like paying or doing licensing or anything.
no.
One of the biggest losers on us not doing this would be the churches. I mean, they all broadcast church services periodically on there. Something to keep in mind.
That's fair, a lot of them are broadcasting on their own websites or on YouTube too.
Yeah.
So everybody's trying to make
Yeah.
a step forward, this might be the kick they need. But I have another point, let's push this, I think.
Yep, it's totally fine.
SRO program.
Yes, at our last council meeting, council, you asked me to visit with JWP to see if we could find some alternatives or some solutions to the SRO program. So I sat down and talked to Jeremy a couple times. Chief Johnson was part of that. Laura was part. We came up with a proposal for you. The Personnel Committee looked at it today. They suggested the council approve this, and then the school board next week will vote on this as they adopt their budget for the next fiscal year. 2 points to this, or 2 parts of this, is that the SRO program will stay the same throughout this calendar year, basically through Christmas break. And then beginning in January, JWP will pay $20,000 a year for the SRO program. It would be about 2 days a week. The SRO would remain at school. The squad will be there. If I'm working with the SRO on some projects that I'm dealing with, I can just go to the school and meet. I don't know, anything else that you guys can think of from today?
I do have a question. So if they're doing 2 days, does that 2 days rotate? Is it always the same 2 days?
It can rotate, it can be very flexible, it could be 4 half-days,
Right.
whatever works out best for,
That week or whatever.
right?
It was a concern that I had, that she's only there 2 days a week, or any officers that are 2 days a week. If it gets known that they're always there Mondays and Wednesdays.
She'll be there. the whole
She'll be there all
week.
5 days.
She'll be there the whole time, she'll still have office in the
That-
school,
that would-
squad will still be at the school. And I think as far as the city, for sure, I mean, we'd be flexible if they needed her more time this week and less time the following week. We're probably not gonna worry too much about any of that.
And basically, there's 4 main functions that the SRO provides at the school, and those 4 will continue.
That should probably make most people happy that the programs are continuing, and she'll still be there for...
I wanna thank Clinton and Jeremy for, I know that they've been pounding their heads together on this for a while to try to make it work, and I'm glad we're getting somewhere, so. I guess at this point, if there's no questions, we'll look for approval of the,
I do have a question. If she is there and 2 days of the week she's doing stuff for the school, what is she doing the rest of the time?
she can help out with any type of city business, parking enforcement, any city business. Be more daytime staffing.
Nuisances.
Does this change at all the availability for the officer that was gonna be scaled back? Or is she still gonna be full-time?
She'll be full-time, nothing will change, it's just gonna change a little bit where some of the money comes from, we're just flipping it around.
Works for me.
A little bit
Should
more
give
of it's
Steve
gonna
more
come from the
time
city.
to, do more admin stuff, if there are small things that she can
I just wanna make
pick
sure.
up here and there.
Yeah, nobody's job is changing.
And thank you to Jeremy and Laura. And Sherry.
So do we need action
Yes,
on that?
yes.
I would make a motion to recommend approval of this so that Jeremy can go to the school board next week and report that.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye. 5-0. Fire Department Relief Association bylaws.
Yes, so from time to time, the Relief Association will amend their bylaws, and what this is doing here is it's putting the rates for the deferred interest. And if I could just explain this to you quickly, if you are vested in the Relief Association, after serving 10 years, you can retire, and once you turn 50, you get that pension. So if somebody retires before they're 50, they have to wait till their birthday. This deferred interest would be what that pension will collect during that gap, so to speak. We've been doing this since, 2012?
Yep.
So periodically, we will do this, and it does require, city council approval. It's a formality, basically. The Relief Association already did vote on that percentage a couple of weeks ago, last month maybe.
Last month's meeting.
It is based on an annual rate and then prorated? I mean, if you're only a month away?
Yeah, if you're a month or
Yeah.
6 months away, whatever, yeah.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain?
Yep.
302.
That's all I have for tonight.
That's it.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.